Irene?
I am.
Okay, go ahead.
Our mission, Helping Parents Heal, is a nonprofit organization dedicated to assisting parents whose children have passed. Through support and resources offered, we aspire to help individuals become shining light parents, meaning a shift from a state of emotional heaviness to one of hopefulness and greater peace of mind. Helping Parents Heal goes a step beyond other groups by allowing the open discussion of spiritual experiences and afterlife evidence in a non-dogmatic way. Helping Parents Heal affiliate groups welcome everyone, regardless of religious or non-religious background, and encourage open dialogue. Attendance at this meeting is voluntary. We hope that participants will learn from and share with each other. The Zoom meeting and others run by leadership is not confidential. These meetings typically feature guest presenters and are posted on YouTube so that affiliate members worldwide can watch and benefit. Neither type of Helping Parents Heal meeting is designed to replace traditional therapy or spiritual counseling. Helping Parents Heal offers a wide variety of speakers, allowing parents to learn about many possible ways to heal. This includes presenters covering progressive topics such as afterlife evidence and connecting with our children who have passed. The views expressed by our guest speakers may or may not reflect the opinions of Helping Parents Heal leaders and members, so we ask that you take from their presentations whatever may benefit you personally. Welcome, everyone. We're so glad you're here. You're in for a treat tonight, and thanks, Drew, for being here.
Yes, thank you, Drew, for being here. And I'm going to read a short bio before we get started. Drew is known for his expertise as an evidential medium, channel, and intuitive development teacher. He is dedicated to creating a safe and sacred space for the most impactful and soulful dedication to your healing, spiritual expansion, and higher needs. Drew's profound connection to the spiritual realm emerged following significant personal losses and transformative experiences. These events catalyzed its journey to serve as a conduit between the earthly plane and the beyond. Drew's commitment to honing his craft led him to pursue extensive training, development, and education. This included immersive courses and mentorship under globally recognized mentors, along with enrollment at the esteemed Arthur Findlay College for Mediumship and Psychic Sciences in the UK. The offerings available at mediumdrew.com are anchored in truth, discovery, healing, and real-life applications. And to find out more, you can go to www.mediumdrew.com. And without further ado, please join me, Irene, and Kathy McManus, who's with us this evening, in welcoming Drew Polifrone, Medium Drew. Welcome.
Hey, everybody. Hey, can everyone hear me okay?
Yes. Yes.
Oh, cool. All right. Thank you so much for having me, and thanks for the opening. Always an honor and a privilege for me to be here. And I know my last name's not so easy now that it's not Callie. Polifrone is not an easy one. Whenever I do this, I just like to share a little bit about kind of my experience on how this came to be. I didn't really know I could do this till I was 33. And I'm 34 now. No, just kidding. I'm 48 and counting. But not that I didn't believe in this, but I feel like, so am I clicking?
It's me, I'm sorry.
Oh, no, that's okay. I'm just wondering, I have new headphones. So I like used to kind of kid, like you go to a psychic on the boardwalk in Jersey when you're drinking beer, or, that kind of thing. Like in a medium, I didn't know there was a difference. Like not that I didn't have any interest or I didn't believe in it, but I thought it was for those special people that lived special lives or something. I don't know. So when it started happening, it was so surreal that, I didn't really know how to handle it. I didn't know what to do. I thought I was losing my mind. There's a fine line maybe between psychic and psychotic. I don't know. And also it was kind of scary, but overall I understood. It felt like homecoming. I don't know how to explain that. Like, it was almost like, oh my God, this is like part of why I'm here, or this like made so much sense. And it was at a very dark point in my life. I had just gotten back. Well, I'd been back a number of years from overseas from combat. And my mom had gotten sick for over a 2 year period. She was the type of mom where all three of us kids thought we were her favorite, big Irish and Italian family. I always joke you can't get any more Catholic than that, but we were just vaguely traditional. And I was getting married at the time. We sped up my wedding a little bit because my mom wasn't good. She wanted to have that dance. So we did. And shortly thereafter, after my mom passed, it was right as we purchased a house, got married. And then we had an 8-month stillborn baby girl named Emily. And it was a grueling 4 days in the hospital. And just about 25 days later after that, my sister's husband, my brother-in-law, took his own life in a very violent way. And I just remember, like, we didn't even have time to process what was going on. And at the time, because I got hurt overseas, and I owned a business, a totally different business where I made a lot of money and it was very successful, but that's pretty much all I did. I picked up some really big prescription drug habits, and alcohol was a problem for a long time. And I started going to therapy, and I'll never forget the therapist was like, "So what do you do for fun?" And I remember just looking at her like, "What do you mean I work?" Like, what do you mean I work? I make money. I don't know what you mean. And I was 32, maybe 33. And I was 32. And a year to the day after I got sober, this happened. And I'll never forget it. A psychic, my sister put me on the phone with a psychic and was like, "Hey, you got to talk to this psychic." And I remember being like, "Nah, I'm good. I'm good." She was like, "No." And she was pretty good, but I was looking at everything she got wrong. And she was like, "Just meditate tonight." And I had this crazy breakthrough. And what surprised me the most was it wasn't necessarily, although I had seen like apparitions, if you will, at that time, after that time, I never did the same way. So it wasn't like a ghost coming up and being like, "Say December," it was very in my mind. And it was almost like first and third person going on at the same time. Like I was experiencing their soul or energy and getting glimpses of them or of storylines or of how they looked outside in my mind's eye. And I'll never forget, I woke up the next morning and I put my hands underwater. I heard, "This is Jonathan. You got to call Jason." And as the name Jason came into my mind, I had an impression of this guy at the gym. And when I called him and I was like, "Hey, I had this weird dream. This is what happened." He was like, "Are you effing with me?" I'll never forget. I'm like, "No." I'm like, "No." And then I all of a sudden felt a finger touch my kidney. And like, I got all this stuff right. After that, I went to his house, picked a picture out. Like I didn't want to do any of it. And I was kind of reluctant about this because it didn't work when I wanted, how I wanted. And I always joke, like, when I do groups now, about halfway through, I start doing spirit DJ. Like I'll go to certain people, say, "Who do you want to connect with?" I feel like they'll be highlighted for me. But early on, I studied at Arthur Findlay College, Janet Nohovac, like that discipline of spiritualism and the foundations in evidence, because I'm such a skeptic of everything I get. So it's really important to me that the authenticity and the integrity of my work is first and foremost. And, I'm not so militant about it anymore, but I want to know that I'm really connected before my mind starts kicking in. And I don't read for people I know or I love, or I have an attachment to the outcome because I have to compete with, are these my thoughts or theirs? Am I getting this or do I know this? And it was a tricky road, but I will say, indirectly bumping into Irene and Elizabeth and this organization has really been a true blessing. I used to freeze when I would get somebody's child. And I remember very vividly for the first 5-6 years I was doing this, I'll never forget standing in front of a group and I would get, some about one, and then someone else would stand up and I would get so nervous because I didn't want to ruin a contact or a connection for somebody's child. And I would get really nervous. And I thought that I would never get over that. And then it started just working. In spite of me, this works. And I will say, I teach this course called the Butterfly Series, and it's like awakening intuition, and we get into the psychic aspects and mediumship. I've never had anybody come through that can't do it. It doesn't mean you're going to go be a professional, but I don't feel like these are anything other than abilities that I had access to for whatever reason. And they become gifts for other people when I share them with them. Like, I curse like a truck driver. I don't levitate. I don't have a bat phone to God. My life is right now, it's very complicated. I have a certain issue that's been ongoing that has to do with my child for quite a while. So it's not like an advantage in that way for my life as a shortcut to things, where sometimes people think that. They'll come to me, and I just didn't like the word psychic, because people come to me and be like, dude, should I have this baby? I'd be like, what? Like, and I'm just half kidding, because things like that will come up in a reading, but I didn't want to be responsible for like these major decisions. But for some reason, when I'm connected with people, spirits on the other side, although I don't know a lot more than I know of what's happening on the other side, what they're doing, the amount of information that I'm given seems to be quite healing. And for me, that's what keeps it going for me. And, people like yourselves, and I just really appreciate you guys showing up and participating in this, because there's a lot of people out there that do this alone, and there's just no reason to do that. I get it, but it's important. And also, as much as I love mediumship, it doesn't have to be the only answer either. Any kind of outside help or connecting with other people that lost people, to me, is probably the number one thing. Like in recovery, I do a 12-step program. I'm so active, like, I don't know what I would do without it, because there's other people that understand me for what I've been through. I'm holding on to someone who's holding on to someone who's holding on to a lantern, who's looking at a lighthouse way up front. You know what I mean? And if I do what they do, and maybe I'll get better, that's the kind of thing that works in all healing. And I will say that I had to unlearn some things. I was very afraid. I've never had contact with the other side that was not in a good place, or anything that didn't help or didn't heal. I just never did. Sometimes I tell people something that they might not want to hear, but maybe they need to. But for the most part, the way that spirit comes through is always purposeful. And although you don't get to choose who comes through first, I always joke, like, everyone here has that one or two people you want to hear from the most. When I do really large groups in person, I used to not understand why I would get like these almost like, don't come to me vibrations from people. And it was almost like they would sit in the front, get there first, and be staring right up front. And like, like, if this is real, say 333 and come to me, kind of thing. And it's almost like a wall goes up, and I'm like, I didn't know what was going on. But it was like for lack of a better term, like a blank spot. So, even if somebody's ex, like, so if I get somebody's mom, and yes, mom passed, and as I'm connecting with them, well, here's a better example of how elusive it is. I sat with somebody, and I remember hearing daughter. And I was like, about to say, you lost your daughter. And I got mom, really loud, mom. So I said, oh, so you lost your mom? And she said, yeah, but I really want to hear from my daughter. And I was like, damn it. Like, so there's things, the content that I receive won't be wrong, but the context I understand it in or put it in can be. So, see what happens. Okay. If anyone,
I just want to tell you, we have so many people saying thank you for your service, first of all, and then that you're blessing. And I think that this thing from Angela is so beautiful as well. Drew's been and still is my lantern for the first 2 years after my son transitioned. I just want you to know that you are someone who's so important to our group. And I feel grateful that being around us has allowed you to be able to connect with our kids without worrying about it, because you're such a huge savior to so many of us. So thank you. Thank you.
you guys are going to get me emotional. Thank you. So, thank you. I didn't expect that. I didn't expect to get emotional either. I usually don't. So maybe I needed that. Apparently I did. Thank you. So when I connect, it's important that I get the right person for the right person, because if I have the right person, and I know, everybody knows a Joe, or in my family, a Mary, not that they're not, wow, you still got me choked up. Not that they're not important, but if I have the right person that I'm connected to and I get them to the wrong person, it kind of goes into like a yes, maybe, kind of, sort of, yeah. Like, so it's really important to me. That's the first and probably most important thing. And then once we're anchored, usually I'll get multiple people. Sometimes I get animals. And you know, the first person that comes through might be warming me up so that you can hear your favorite song in the key you want to hear it in. So I always say that, and it doesn't matter what language they speak. I can understand someone spoke Russian. I know what they're meaning because it's an energy language. I don't need to know the language, if that makes sense. So let me just sit with this for a minute. You guys good? Does anyone have any questions before we start? Okay. I always feel this in the beginning where people are like, come to me, come to me, come to me. So first I have somebody's mom. And I know that this was somebody that, how to say, it feels like they were going into the hospital thinking they were coming out, but either there was an issue with the surgery or a complication from it. And I feel like there's like either it's sepsis or internal bleeding is kind of how I get it, or like something went wrong internally. So does anyone understand that? And it feels like this woman would be, I mean, I know this is somebody's mom, and I just feel like there would have been shorter hair. I don't know why she's showing me that. Does someone understand this? And secondly, she might not be the healthiest version of herself when she went in.
So Megan Glass is saying yes. Maybe we can unmute Megan.
Sure. Yes, I've asked her to unmute. Hi, Megan.
Hi.
Hey, Megan.
Hi, Megan.
Have I ever read for you before, Megan?
No, I've always been
Okay.
here, but you never gave a reading to me.
Excellent. So, so you want, so you,
It's my husband's mother.
okay. Yeah, I'm sorry. It's just so loud and there's, so hold on. So sorry. High pitched noises always get me.
Hold on. Come
You
here, come
okay?
here, come here. Yeah, she's fine. Come here, honey. Come on. Okay.
So Pam is also saying that her mom had a brain bleed. So because I got to say, this feels like mom, not mom-in-law.
Okay.
Let me just see this bleeding in her stomach. So there's also Libby. I just want to make sure I just want to make sure that I'm with you, Megan. So just hang on a sec. I honestly, I can't hear. Yeah. Okay. So,
Muted.
Libby, can we try Libby? I feel really drawn to that name.
Okay.
Thank you.
Megan. And
Yeah, sorry, but I want to make sure I'm with the right person.
okay, so let's go to
Yes.
Libby.
Hi, Libby. Can you speak, please?
Hi. Oh, I need to unmute. Oh, I'm unmuted.
You are.
Yes.
You're
Hi.
Yeah, no.
Hi.
Hi, Libby. How are you?
I'm okay. How are you?
Good. So did we ever meet or did I ever connect with you before?
We have never connected, but as soon as you started talking about a mom, I got this gut because I have
Sure.
been so
Yeah, and
wishing.
even when your name popped up, it really, really connected with me. So
Yeah.
and usually I it's such a subtle thing for most people, but it's something that's unmissable while I'm in this mindset. So you understand this is mom, correct?
Yeah, I do.
And do you understand that she just wasn't in the best health already?
Yes, I do.
And I don't know why she keeps showing me like almost like brownish, but maybe highlighted hair, but shorter. Do you understand that?
She had the frosted blonde hair. Yes.
Beautiful. And I don't know why she showed me this. Did she always wear hoop earrings?
Yes.
It's
They
so
actually
funny,
ripped
isn't
out
it?
of her ear one time.
Isn't it funny how they show you the stuff that like I wouldn't think that would be important, but that's really telling. I love
Always.
that. And she just keeps making, and also I don't understand this. So you have two children?
I have one
Are you
who's passed.
okay? Are you one of two children?
I am one of two. Yes.
Okay, so I just want to make sure I have the content put in the right spot because I get what you mean with the three and the two. But
Yeah.
so also, I don't understand this. So, do you understand the name like Richard or Roger?
That's my dad,
Perfect.
Richard.
Okay. So,
Yep.
and is I thought he was passed, but then she keeps pointing to you. So he's living, correct?
No, my dad passed
So did he pass a long
two
time
years
ago?
2 years ago.
Okay. So is your dad-in-law also passed?
I think my guess is, so I'm one of three. I had a brother that passed before I was born.
Got it. So just hang with me a sec. I just want to make
Okay.
sure I can sort this out because I have multiple people and I don't want to play like ping pong, because then you have to like, it gets chaotic. It never used to happen to me, but then all of a sudden, like I would get like 3 or 4 people and dogs would come through. So your mom is adamant about showing me that they're together. And I thought that it was so close to me. I thought he lived with you the way I was getting it. That's why I asked you. But also, so he smoked?
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
both
Okay. I just feel like I want to put a cigarette in my hand with him. And also that your mom keeps making me feel like it was like, so did she go in for surgery or did they try to do something about it, but they couldn't do it because I keep feeling like I'm going to a room with a table,
Uh,
like with, you know what I mean? Like, so I understand it was a brain bleed, correct? Or is this the stomach?
Was it like an ulcer bleed? Yeah.
Okay. But so there were other things going on that led to this, but also I just keep getting that like she knew she had something before that, right?
Our guess is yes. She probably
Okay,
did
because
know
I
something.
keep getting this like I want to not make it more than it is kind of thing. And she
Yeah.
just had this way of avoiding the subject. That's how I feel with
Yeah.
her. Yeah. Right. And she just makes
Yeah.
you feel like she still doesn't want to talk about it. She doesn't want to go there, but she just wants you to know that it's not anything somebody missed or could have done anything about. She just
Right.
keeps making me feel like, and also, I know it was like painful and made her do something about it because she
Yeah.
makes me feel like it was the only way I was even going to go get it looked at was it had to be at that level. Do you understand?
I agree.
And I don't mean
Yes.
to get like completely gruesome, but she's kind of giving me the why here. And also I don't understand this. She keeps showing me your dad on the ladder. I don't know. So funny. Like she keeps showing me on like a 6-foot ladder, like doing stuff. It's just so funny to me. Do you understand that he lived with you for a period of time?
He ended up moving to where I was because he needed my help. So they
Got
were
it.
not together, but he needed
Got it.
help. Yeah.
She's adamant about showing me that they're together right now. So I'm not
Yeah.
saying they're married in the spirit world,
Oh yeah.
but they keep showing me that they're here because they're here for you. Also, do you
Yeah.
understand the black dog on the other side?
I do. Yeah.
Okay. I just feel like it's next to dad and I'm like it's like half-inch long hair, like he's just petting
Yeah.
it.
Yeah.
There must be another dog that's kind of like a shepherd. All right. Or it's a lab, but it's got the long tail and the ears like that. Do you understand that?
I do understand that.
Okay. I'm getting more dogs. I'm trying to stay away from the dogs.
Sorry, stay away from
No, that's right. Because there's a little one. I think it's white.
it. She was my baby. Yep. Growing up.
It's so
Yep.
funny. Okay. So, and I just want to stay with this. And so is there somebody that is your brother Stan or Dan?
My brother was Burke.
So do you understand the name Dan? If you don't know, I promise I'm not going away. I just want to understand what I'm getting. So, your mom also keeps showing me that. So I don't know why she keeps showing me this, but like, I have to just give it to you as I'm getting it. Do you understand that she got a bit thicker as she got older and she didn't like it at all? Because she makes me feel like I was like lumpy. So she's making me feel, and she's like showing me like I had a problem like fitting into stuff and just putting stuff on, and she would like try to squeeze everything. She's just funny about it, and she's making me feel like she's just happy that you're taking really good care of yourself. Okay.
Yeah.
And also, do you understand on the other side there's a younger male?
Yeah, I do.
Okay, and is that your son?
It could either be my brother or my son.
Okay, so hang on one sec. Let me just make sure. Okay. So do you understand too that this would have been if it was your hold on. with your son, do you understand this was very sudden?
My brother was very sudden.
Okay. Um, so was he like younger than 2?
Yes, he was 3.
Okay. Sorry. Okay. I just keep getting like
Yeah,
this.
it was very
And
traumatic.
it doesn't necessarily need to stay there. So, but also I just have to kind of go back to mom. So mom keeps making me feel like she keeps also showing me the month of December as significant. Do you understand this? And this isn't Christmas, it's not holidays, it's either a birthday or a passing. Do you understand that? If you don't, it's okay, I promise. Just say you don't know.
No,
I'm not going
not
away.
not December. January,
Are you so was it the early January?
midish,
So was it
midish.
mom or your son?
My son.
Okay, so just hang with me a second, okay?
Okay.
She
Okay.
still keeps making me go back to December. I keep getting DEC over and over and over, okay? So let me just kind of stay with mom here because she's kind of leading it. Um and I don't know why, but there's another mom figure here. So do you have a mother-in-law that passed?
I have my mom's mom, my grandmother, I was very close to. I
Okay,
can see them together. My mom was an
sure.
only child. Yep.
So I'm trying to get to your son,
I
but
know.
I have to go through mom. So just hang tight.
My mom keeps trying to butt in when I have readings.
I think she's trying to open the energy to keep it at a certain
Yeah.
level. So,
Yeah.
one thing also, so was your son like in the teenage years? Older
21.
teenage?
He was
Okay,
21.
I'll take that. So,
Yeah.
and do you understand? So is he the one who had lighter eyes and darker hair, like hazel or
Uh,
green?
uh, I would say opposite, lighter hair, darker eyes.
So stay with me a sec.
Okay.
Only because that I won't get switched. So I need to
Yeah.
go to who they're kind of who's coming through. So is your
Okay.
dad like that?
Oh, yes.
Okay,
Yep.
because it's very clear to me that it's the eyes and the hair, the way that I said it. So
Yep.
when I get multiple people, it'll settle. I just have to kind of let them give it to me to make sure that they get to say what they need to say. I just feel like overwhelmingly they're trying to show you that they're with him,
Yeah.
and also that I don't fully understand this. So is he the one that passed within the last 2 or 3 years?
My son.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. Uh, and I know you said January already, so I won't take credit for that.
Oh, my dad was January too.
Got it. Was it the 4th?
My dad was the no.
Just say no.
No.
I know it's like, I know it's so much stuff
I want
coming
to
at you,
work
and you're
with
like,
you.
why are they giving me dates? I don't want to go to the calendar in my mind. I
I
get
feel
it. I
like
totally get
everyone's
it.
jumping in.
Well, I feel like, so let me just sit with this for one sec. So you understand with your son, um, I can't get him to give me the how. And I just keep getting that. Uh, so do you understand that he was in the hospital for a little bit?
Yeah.
Okay. And it kind of lingered. And then, like, I don't know if it's that you had to make a decision or if it wasn't any decision to make. It was just kind of like you had to. Do you understand that?
That all makes sense. I do.
Okay. And
Yeah.
he just keeps, like, he kept making me hear like beeping sounds that would slow down and then stay.
Yeah.
And I don't mean to like have to relive it. I just keep getting this. And it's like he can feel and hear everything that's going on. And even though there's activity, he makes me feel like,
Yeah.
I got to say this to you, that it looked worse than it felt.
Yeah.
Because the greater part of him was like partially witnessing it and partially on the other side, but like I don't feel pain. So I need to say that to you. Okay. And also that there was like, it was known, I don't know why so it was known that he had a short time. Do you understand that? Okay.
I did.
and he just keeps making me feel like we did good. We did good.
We did.
And also, I don't know what this is, but he keeps making me feel like, so did he have some sort of condition going on for a while?
He had a brain tumor.
Got it. So do you understand there was something around when he was like, or is it either 12 years ago or when he was 12? He keeps showing me that age, and I know it's an age, unless I'm wrong and it's a date, but I keep getting that.
Uh,
If you're not sure, say you're not sure. I promise we'll come back to it. Say
I'm
no.
not sure.
Okay.
I'm not sure.
So I'm okay. I'd rather be wrong than right. I'd rather
Okay,
be
okay.
real than be right. I don't want to make stuff
Okay.
fit because it just doesn't
Yeah.
feel right to me. And my
Yeah.
mind will be like OCD with trying to get it into the right box. So
Okay.
I'd rather you just say, no, I'm not sure about that one than anything else. He
Okay.
just keeps showing me that. So, is he trying to show me like 12 months?
Yeah, it was really
Okay. I'll take that. Because
Yeah.
he showed it to me again after I got it wrong. So
Yeah.
sometimes I need to understand a no to get the yes. So
Yeah.
he just keeps showing me that you kept him really strong and he wanted to be strong for you. And now he needs you to be strong for him and let him be strong from the other side for you. And there's no way he wasn't going to come through for you in this way tonight because your mom is loud. That's what he just said. That's what he said. He's like your mom's a force, and she's like, I got grandma, she's coming through.
They're all trying.
And
Yeah.
but she's like stocky. Like it's funny. She keeps showing me this in a way that's like
He
like
was
kind of
fine.
trying to lighten you up and make you laugh. I think I do. They do that. Whatever. If you ever watch a reading back, at least the ones that I do, that if it gets a little heavy, there's something that comes in and brings levity in a way that I couldn't imagine or make up.
Both
and
my
also,
mom and grandma were worried about their weight.
got it.
All the time.
Who doesn't like double stuffed Oreos?
Right?
So when also with let me just so is there so my name is Drew, it's not Andrew. Is there someone else that's like an A name like Andrew or something like that?
Yes. Yeah.
Who is that?
That is Burke's best friend who has been constant for me.
Is his name Andrew? Or okay.
His name's
I never
Andrew,
usually get my own name, but
I got confused because we call him Blizz.
Got it.
His name's Andrew.
I would have talked about the snowstorm or something. So they gave it to me that way. So also, and your dad's reminding me that he gave you his name. He's like, I got one too. I got one too. So it's funny because he's trying to show me, right. He's trying to show me that they're all here for you and they're all here for him. But also that it's really important you stay connected and you don't lose faith. Like faith is a really, really big thing. And maybe not for everyone, but for you it is, because we can all believe, but not behave like we believe. And if we're not behaving like we, and it's easy to do that on a day in, day out basis. I still wake up and I'm like, do I really do this? So I do get it. But also this is kind of funny. So I don't ever get this kind of symbol, but do you like find pennies or dimes with dates on them?
My mom was very superstitious about pennies being heads up, and not touch them unless they were heads up.
Okay.
They're all over my house.
Thank you. Because I actually refuse to get certain things that are too, like they're showing me a rose or they're showing me like they find change unless I really, really get it. And she kept showing me that. But also your son keeps trying to show me that he's been trying to connect. And also that, I don't understand this. So you must be in therapy, correct?
Yes.
And also you had to do an exercise where you had to write stuff out.
No.
So did you pen write to him?
I did not.
Okay. So remember I said this because he keeps showing me pen to paper. And it's important that maybe it's something you can do with him. And I say this for everybody listening. It seems to be a really cathartic process, and no, it's not witchy. It may seem like it, but the air is ether, it's spirit. We can't see it, but it animates us. Our breath gives this physical being the ability to be conscious in a physical reality. And if you can write a letter to him every once in a while and just sit quietly and write a letter to him from your heart, even ones that you're angry about, God, take them, or whatever the case is, burn it. When you're done, you burn it, because of when it, just imagine it's like you're sending and he's receiving, because now it becomes part of the air, if you can look at it that way. But I feel like it's very specifically cathartic for you, because you need to be heard, not questioning in the mind as much. But I feel like you're doing all the right things. That's how he gives it to me. You're doing all the right things. And also, was he like a huge spaghetti lover? That's a no. If you don't say
That's
yes
a
right
no.
away, it's
That's
to
a
spaghetti.
no.
That's a big no. So do you understand why he shows me
I probably
spaghetti?
do know what. Yeah, I do.
Like hard
Ye-
spaghetti, like the long spaghettis,
Oh, they used to love to put
almost like I'm eating them, like
yeah,
hard.
they would put the uncooked spaghetti in their mouth and they would crunch it and pretend they were breaking their nose. Did you know that
I
what
love
kids do?
that. That's
Yeah.
funny. Okay. So that's so weird, because I kept thinking,
But
like,
his sister is getting ready to go to Italy for the summer, and his other sister and I are taking her over there. So we're
got it.
all going to Italy soon. So maybe.
Um, and also, hold on, your dad, Richard, is,
Yeah.
he just needs you to know that as much as you were a force for everybody else, he wants you to be able to be a force for you. And it's really, really important. Like, you just keep putting self-care, be selfish with it right now, because you need to do that in order to be a good example for the other people around you. It's really important. So it's really healthy. And even if your son's dad or anyone else who's looking at it differently. So does he have a sister?
My
Your
dad?
son? No. Do you have a
Oh,
daughter?
he has two sisters.
Okay. So is one start with a K, or like Kaylee or Haley or something?
Caroline.
Okay. And so she's the one with the longer hair, and she dyes it or frosts it.
She
So I keep
chopped
seeing it
it.
dirty blonde. Did she?
Sturdy blonde. She chopped it. Yeah,
Okay. So it was dirty blonde, or it is?
it is sturdy blonde.
Okay. So I think
Yeah.
he's just trying to show you things that hold on. So is she the middle one?
No, the middle one is not a K.
So
There's a middle one
what's her first name?
it's Anna.
So do you understand that your son, was he the youngest?
He's the oldest.
Oh, really? I got that reversed. Sorry. Okay. He
That's
kept trying to show me the order. And the one thing I keep getting with him is like, he's trying to touch base with them too. It's really, really
Absolutely.
important. He's trying to bring them in here. And although I'm missing the name, he just keeps giving it to me, like trying to like the spotlight needs to be on them. Like everything needs to be on them. He doesn't want you to
Yeah.
focus so much on what's not, because it needs to be what is in order for it to become what's going to be. And you get to control that with what is. And he just over and over, hold on. So whose birthday's in May? Sister? Really? So I keep seeing this over and over, and I keep seeing candles. So did you just celebrate something that's like 2 years, or is there like, I keep getting this over and over.
Not May.
Okay. Say you don't know.
I don't know.
Okay, thank you.
I'm a pleaser.
Well, it's okay though if you say I don't know. It doesn't hurt me.
I
It
know,
actually
I know.
lets me get to the right piece of it.
I
So
know.
I just want to say, it's like I'm going to jump, because there's someone else that I have here for somebody.
Yeah.
I'm starting to get like a different lane of information, and I want to make sure I don't force this in the wrong way. I will say, your son just needs you to know that he loves you. He heard everything that you said. He can feel everything that you feel, and he just doesn't want you to ever feel that you let him down in any way, shape, or form. It's really, really important. And like, we made it through the holidays. We made it through the holidays. And he doesn't want it to be a daunting process every time something comes up. This takes time, but he just keeps giving it to me in a way like he loves you very much. You know this, and he just keeps putting the focus on the girls. So
Yeah.
it's like his brotherly way. What a good
Yeah.
kid. He
He
really
loves his
does. He makes
sisters.
me feel like such a good kid. And he just needs you to know that I always say this in a blanket form, but like, their home we're visiting, and he just needs you to know that there's other than the illusion of the disconnection, he is not missing anything that's going on in your lives, and he's very proactive to the extent that he can be. Okay. Hold on.
Yeah.
So did he go away to college and then come back?
Yeah.
Okay, because you keep showing me like the 2 and the 1, almost like I was in my second year or I was going and I came back
He
a
started
year.
his second year and when he was
Got it.
diagnosed.
He just makes me aware that in some way, I need you to know this. He just overwhelmingly is showing me that, like, even though it was scary as hell,
Yeah.
there was almost like these bits and pieces of having to construct some sort of justification or acceptance going through this, and you were part of that. But in some ways, the finality in physical reality made things very clear on what was important. And he just wants you to know that there wasn't something that somebody missed or that could have been done. We're in this together. We're in this together. And again, I keep seeing him with this black dog now. So I just need you to know that they love you. They're all coming through together. And I know that this isn't the first time. It won't be the last that they come through, but keep doing the work that you're doing. It's really important that you're doing it because it shows everyone around you how important it is. And it's okay to say no. That's what he just said. It's okay to say no. Sometimes saying no to other people is saying yes to you. Be selfish with your self-care, especially, right now, okay, over the summer. So I wish you all the best and thank you so much for participating. Yeah, no, thank you.
Thank you. That was beautiful. And just to remind everyone, if you do get a reading, if you could send a validation story to Elizabeth at helpingparentsheal.org, that would be wonderful. And thanks, Drew.
Yeah, no, my pleasure. I have somebody else's, I want to say father, and I just want to make sure I have this right. So this would have been somebody's father, and I want to say the name, it's got to be either Joe or John. I want to go with Joe, and I feel like they would have passed either a heart attack or a stroke, but to me it feels like it's like a heart condition or a heart attack, but it's a quick passing, kind of sudden. And I feel them with I would have to say dad-in-law. There's another man that's off to his side that is, so Mary Myers said Joe, and also there's another younger male here, so I would imagine that is somebody's son, but I'm not sure on that. I just know that I have dad who's trying to be the first one through. So did the Mary
Mary
Mayor?
Yes, I've asked her to unmute. Hey, Mary.
She's also saying that her dad is John, but she's direct messaging me. But okay.
Hi, Mary. Can you speak, please?
Sure. Hello.
Hey, Mary. How are you?
Hey, Drew.
What's happening?
So we put the wrong Mary. Yeah. All good. So Mary Mayer, there you are. Do you guys mind? I got her. All right. Here I am. Hey, Mary. So Mary, have I ever read for you before or no? I just always like to make sure so I don't like remember anything.
No.
Okay. So Mary, you understand your dad passed and that makes sense that his name's Joe and he had a heart attack?
He had his pacemaker turned off.
Okay. Was it accidental or was it, because I feel like this is like a very quick, sudden passing though.
It was quick, but it was in the hospital. He was fading and the nurse put the magnet on his chest and he passed.
Got it. And also, do you understand that he's with another? So did your dad-in-law also pass?
Yes.
Okay. I don't know why, but he kept showing me like dad and then like kind of like dad.
Yeah.
Is how I got it. Okay. So, and also dad was bald?
Oh, it was all the way back, but maybe just like
Around the sides?
Yes.
Wait, what do you mean all the way back? Oh, bald, like except for the, not
Bald
my
up,
bald, but
just
got it.
Like the,
he had the crown going on. Okay. So, and also, did you lose a son?
yes.
Okay. I kept being aware, but it was almost like in the background. Is he also named Joe?
No, but there's lots of Joes.
Okay. Um, and do you understand also I want to stay with dad for a sec, but I feel your son coming here. I don't want to rush this, but I feel like almost like it's coming very quickly. So, uh, so your mom passed too, right?
Yes.
Sorry, I didn't even notice until all of a sudden now she's here too.
Yeah.
But I just need, they're just trying to show me that the family's together, I would imagine. One thing I want to, so do you understand the month of May being very significant?
Two of my brothers, one of them Joe, and a nephew, if not more of my nieces and nephews.
Okay. So because before I kept getting the month of May and then wasn't accepted and now I'm getting it again. But
Mhm.
also, do you understand that you have two grandkids?
I have no grandkids,
Do you have two children?
one child, but two miscarriages.
I just keep getting this over and over about these, like, I don't know why I'm misinterpreting. I'm sorry, I'm getting that wrong. So with your son, do you understand also that he keeps showing me like he liked to do what he wanted to do? Do you
Wow.
understand that?
Yeah.
Do you understand this? So I don't mean to say it in a bad way,
No.
but I feel like I just want to make sure I'm with you. So do you understand the motorcycles or dirt bikes with him?
Someone said that once before, but it was more like four-wheelers and
I'll take that. I never get four wheelers. I'll always get like dirt bikes with a helmet because I don't know. I don't have a lot of experience with the four wheelers, maybe. So that makes sense, though.
Snowmobile with the helmet.
Got it. So because he just kept showing me like almost like I used to snowboard and I surfed, and he just shows me like he loved the adrenaline or the rush of the excitement of it. And there's also some, and that he like he wanted to grow up fast, but he didn't really want to grow up. That's how I get him. Do you understand that? Because he's like a big kid, but I feel like I want you to treat me like a man, but I don't want to have to act like one all the time. That's how I feel with him. And I just feel like in a fun way, like, and also he liked his beers, correct?
Some alcohol, but not so much beer.
Oh, I keep seeing all these beer cans around. So was he just a partier? Like they like to party with his friends?
He had a bunch of friends that like to get together and drink and do whatever.
Got it. And do you understand the name Scott?
It's his dad.
Okay. Well, at least we got that. Okay. And Scott is living?
Yes.
Okay. So, he's just bringing them in here, I feel like, because they'll bring me on the other side and they'll bring this in on this side. So, so you guys are not together?
No.
Okay. And do you understand that like he just worries about him? He just makes me feel like he doesn't cope so well.
That my son is worried about his dad?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. And that he's just bringing it up like he just knows what's going on. He just wants to give you hold on. So he still keeps talking about, and do you understand the name Max? Do you understand this? So is it like a joke or something? Because the way I'm getting it is not like a real name. Well, it's like Max or Maximilian, but I keep getting this name. Do you understand that? Tell me there's like a dog named Max or something.
I'd have to think about that.
Okay. Do you also understand the dog on the other side that's brown and black with a little bit longer, shaggy hair? If you say no, I'm going to say yes because of the way it's coming.
I haven't had a dog, but I know a shaggy dog. I don't know if the dog is passed.
This is past. So so just remember I said that maybe it's from dad or mom. Maybe it's in a picture somewhere. I don't know. But okay. I also get very clearly your son wanted to come through, and it's like he just keeps making me feel like he always had a lot to say. Do you understand that? And he makes me feel like it's almost like he wants you to feel his presence more than him do tricks to prove to you that he's real. Like he just keeps giving me this in a way that is like the only way I can explain it is like he wants you to really find ways to trust that he's okay and that there's an afterlife, and that he just makes me feel like hold on. So do you also have a wood burning fire place?
I did in the last house, and also like a little fire pit on the deck. And
Got
here
it.
in my new house, I have a fire pit out back.
Okay. I don't know why he just kept showing me like a real fire, like not gas. I'll take that. And so did he actually race?
With his friends for fun.
So, but do you have his helmet?
I have no helmets. I have his hat.
Okay. So is it like maroon or red?
No.
So he keeps showing me this even when you say no. So I just keep getting this like maroon or red. To me, it's more like a helmet, and I almost feel like there's a visor on it. So I could be wrong on that, obviously, but and he just keeps making me feel like he loved his life. He loved his life. And that do you understand that in some way he participated in his passing?
Yes.
Okay, because he keeps making me feel like the feeling that comes or the word that comes is like a bit reckless. And I also feel like he can't give it to me, but he just makes me feel like he's kind of funny, but he's like, at least I went out with a bang. That's how he kind
Exactly.
of,
Yes, he did.
so sorry. Isn't that, I know I always feel like that's so fucked up to say,
I
but
know,
it's
but
like
he would do that. He would.
I know. Because I would say something like that on the other side. So I just feel like knowing that his personality is in, and they'll give me, because I used to cringe when I would get stuff like that. And I try not to think about it too long because then I'll filter it. But he
Yeah.
just needs you to know, like, Ma, this is me. Mom, this is me. And that, like, it was like, he just keeps showing me like the last 4 years of his life was all peak. That's how he keeps showing him. It was like, I guess I want to say like fun and exciting. And he just doesn't want you to lose that spark. He really doesn't want you to lose that spark and that excitement in life. Like if you find yourself laughing or getting happy about something, try to change it. So he doesn't want it to be immediately associated with guilt or loss. He wants you to be able to have the right to be free, to ignite the spark, chase the spark, and just be really, really, really conscious of not allowing your mind to tell you you can't, or you don't deserve to, or that everything needs to be outweighed by this because of the severity of it or the heaviness. To him, he keeps making me feel like you got to go for the excitement in life. You got to go for the excitement in life. Like, do the things that I can't in physical reality. And also that he keeps telling me that you also have a very difficult time communicating with other people about this, correct?
I do have some good support. Oops.
But you find it hard to, no, you're not too loud or anything. You do find, he just makes me feel like you find it hard to articulate some of the pain. I don't know why he's giving it to me that way, so I need to say it like that. So to me, it's like, just keep talking about it and keep, bringing it to your aware. So I always say this, in recovery, we have this saying, but it has to do with healing, where if I'm aware of something, I can accept it. If I can accept it, I can then take action. And sometimes the best action is no action. But without that awareness, I can't do any of that. So he just keeps making me feel like, don't let things kind of get put under the covers and think you're okay, because that will kind of, if you don't own it, it'll own you, kind of thing. He doesn't want you to have that low boil. And that, like, he just makes me feel like dad's doing his own thing and he's not really helping.
No.
So it's really important to him that that he's with everybody, and that he just keeps making me feel like comes around all the time. There's not a time when you think of him that he's not there. He just doesn't want you to get too caught up in that, because your life needs to be important and it needs to be lived. So also, did you come to be a bit more religious after his passing?
Not
Like,
really.
did you not pray, but now you pray or something?
I I was raised Catholic, and after I divorced, I became more spiritual. And after Colton passed, I became even more spiritual.
I'll take that. Religious or spiritual, I'll take that. I know they're two different things in a lot of ways, but he just kept showing me, like, since he passed, he's showing me like these prayer hands, that like it's so important you hold on to that and you trust whatever works for you from your chin to your belly button. Like when I teach intuition and psychic development and all that, from our chin to our belly button is where the truth is and where the context is. As soon as I think about it, I could dismiss it or change it or be like, go away, you know? So it's really important. He just keeps making me feel like you have very high intuitive instincts. So just trust your gut and know that it's not going to work how you want it, when you want it, where you want it, but it'll come when it's unexpected. And that's where the magic is. And he just wants you. Also, do you understand who played chess?
I did when I was a kid, especially with
Perfect.
my brothers.
Perfect. So I'm just aware of a chessboard with like little pieces. So he's just trying to show me, like, don't forget who you are and how far you've come,
Mhm.
and that you're getting through this the best that you can.
Mhm.
And he's funny. He's like, Ma, I'm trying to be the adult. Look at me trying to be the adult, because what a great energy. So I'm going to have to leave you with that because we're going to wrap up here. But Mary, I really, my heart goes out to you, and know that you are loved and looked after and guided and guarded. And, you know, it's important that you keep the excitement and the passion in your life and have some fun. Like, he wants you to have fun. There's nothing more that he wants than for you to smile and laugh and be at ease as much as you can. Okay.
That sounds like him, yes.
Thank you.
That
Thank
was wonderful. And I don't know if you have time, Drew, but we could do another one if you want to. But if not, then that's also completely fine.
We could try. Let's see what
You
happens.
don't have to. If you were planning on just going to 6 o'clock, or I say 6 o'clock, obviously 9 o'clock.
Yeah.
where
So it's so funny. So I teach these butterfly classes, and they were always on Wednesday for the last like year or two. And I just changed them up. And then I was like, oh, so I had to log in and log out. That's why I was a little bit late. So let me just see what happens. Let's let spirit lead. So I have somebody that is coming through here that I want to make sure I have this right. So the first inclination that I have, this is somebody's sister or sister-in-law that would have passed. And this also would have been like cardiac related, is how I feel. I feel like I want to grab my chest and I have pains or trouble breathing. And I feel like this is somebody's sister, and they keep showing me, and if it's not sister, it's sister-in-law, I'll take that. But this is also like thicker, long kind of golden hair, but I feel like it would be highlighted, or maybe there's natural dark roots underneath. I also feel like there's a name here that's either associated with her or her. It's Catherine or Karen. And I just keep getting that in a way that if it's like your best friend, I'll take that. But this is like off to the shoulder of somebody here. There's also a name like I want to say like Maureen or something of that nature connected as well. Does anyone understand that?
So if no one is taking this, then maybe it's someone who's going to hear it on the recording, and that's fine. Let's see. Shaban is saying, my sister Kathy, breast cancer. Also, let's see. Franzi Romer is saying, I have a sister-in-law named Maureen, but she's alive. Kimbari, I just lost a friend with blonde hair. And then Shaban, her daughter's name is Colleen.
So I want to try, which is that how you say it, Shaban?
I believe so. Yeah,
Can we
Shaban.
try with that, Shaban?
Sure.
Can we try with that? Because the fact that you have a sister, and then I was aware of another female, but I wasn't sure yet if she feels younger. But I feel like I'm sorry, what'd you say?
Colleen.
Okay. And so does the Maureen connect anyway or no? If not, it's okay. I just,
No, no.
oh, I keep
Kathy
getting,
and Colleen.
what'd you say?
Kathy and Colleen,
Got it. Okay. Who's the Kathy?
my sister.
And did you lose your daughter?
Yes, my daughter's Colleen.
Got it. I'm sorry. I'm really sorry for your loss. So who had the condition in the chest or the breast?
My sister Kathy had the breast, and my daughter Colleen had the lungs.
Okay. So um it I have them kind of together. So I want to make sure I can separate this to the best of my ability. Do you understand that did your sister happen to start having, did she pass in the kitchen, or is there something like, like, was she not able to breathe in the kitchen?
No,
So do you understand that with your daughter? I keep getting this visual over and over and over. Like they keep showing me standing at the kitchen counter, leaning on it and holding a chest. You
no,
understand
that
that?
wouldn't be us. No.
Okay. So don't dismiss everything else because of just that. Okay. So, and, so I want to stay with your sister and your daughter, but I just need to make sure I have them separated. So would you understand, now you said your daughter had a breathing issue?
Yes.
Okay. Um, so was she hospitalized?
Yes.
Okay. And like, I don't understand this fully, but like, I mean, I'm not usually aware of this, but I'm aware that like, was it asthma or is it like COVID?
She thought it was asthma, and it turned out
Okay.
that she had tumors in her lungs.
And she tried the inhaler first though, right?
Yes, she did. Yes.
Okay. She kept showing, because I have an inhaler since I was a little kid. I don't really use it that much anymore. And like I don't get things that are too close to me. Like I don't get usually my own name, although we got Andrew tonight. And I just kept seeing that little red inhaler. And she just kept taking a puff of it, like trying to show. So I just feel like she's trying to show you this is her. And she just makes me feel like it was, by the time it was discovered, it was too far gone.
Yes. Stage 4.
And almost like, can't believe we even discovered it. It was so far embedded. And
Right.
she just is trying to show you that, like, trying to be careful with that as is, like, it can always be worse, but she keeps showing me with the way that it was, she's surprised that she didn't notice it before.
Yeah.
So I like almost like it was progressive over a period of time. And she just makes me feel like I just kept thinking I had this like either cold or asthma. And also that she's so funny. She loves your hair. So did you just dye your hair or something?
I just got a haircut.
Perfect. So just know that she's with you. I'm going to keep this one a little bit short. I don't mean to, but it's getting harder for me to understand what I'm receiving. She just is so clear. Like when you smile, I can see her smile. It's really important that you know she's okay. Also, so you're like a hell of a cook, correct?
Yes.
Okay. Because she just keeps making me feel like you are at home in that area. Like you can feed an army and you can get it all set up. And it's like, no, there's no hesitation. You don't have to look anything up. You just do it. And
Yeah.
you're really, really good at it. Like, she just loves that about you. And she wants you to continue just being you. And so I don't understand. So do you guys have like, so it's going to go one of two ways. Do you have your mother's apron that you still wear?
No.
So did you buy your daughter like an apron as like a gift or as like a fun thing? Or did she actually have an apron that you bought her?
No, I
Okay,
had an apron for Thanksgiving one time, but that was
for
it.
her.
No.
Okay, she keeps showing me an apron on you and then an apron on her. So I don't know exactly what.
Okay, I don't know
So
what
do you
that.
also understand that she was very much like you?
Yes.
Okay. So and she just wants to, so you have your mom's cookbook?
No.
So do you write stuff down in your cookbook?
Yeah, I write stuff down all the
Okay.
time.
So she just keeps showing me that. I thought it was like handed down the way that she's showing me because there's different entries at different times. So she just, and also, I'm not exactly sure on this. So I'll just say with this is that your daughter just wants you to know that she knows that you were there all the way to the end, and that it's really important that, in some ways, this elongation of finding the delay and finding it actually helped because it would have been an uphill battle. And she just keeps showing me that it was like, it wasn't too bad until it was too bad. And she just needs you to stay strong because you were strong for her. It's really important. And do not stop cooking because I don't know what it is, but I just keep feeling you must make a hell of a soup too, which is not easy to do. She just keeps showing me around like in the smells, and she just wants you to know that wherever you are is her home. She's never away from home. Okay. She's always around you. I'll leave you with that.
Thank
All right.
you.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Thank you.
That was wonderful. Thank you
Oh,
so
it was
much, Drew.
beautiful.
And
Thank
it's
you.
so wonderful to have had you on this evening. It's always nice to see you. But that was just, I really think it's wonderful to see how much everyone here loves you. Before people are signing off, they're all thanking you for tonight as well. I just want to tell you. And we always ask everybody to say thank you and good evening. So if everybody would like to, but I don't know if Irene wanted to say something or maybe
No,
Kath.
just thank you. That was great. What a great night. Can't wait to see you in
Thank you.
Thank
August.
you.
Thank you.
Can't wait to
My
see you.
pleasure. Thank you all so much.
So
So
go
thank
ahead and
you.
just say thank you and good evening if you'd like to Drew.
Thank you,
Thank
Drew.
you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Good night,
Wonderful. Have a
everybody.
wonderful
Thank you so
evening.
My
much.
privilege.
Thanks,
Take
Drew.
care. Bye, everyone.